Hey, Bill O'Reilly here. Welcome to the No Spin News, Tuesday, September 24th, 2024. Stand up for your country. Well, we are in a unique position broadcasting to you because we do it two ways. I analyze the news through the eyes of a journalist, my formal training, but also through the eyes of a historian. And I don't think there's anybody else in the American media doing that on a regular basis right now. So tonight, we are going to use history as our lead. But of course, we'll bring in the journalistic stuff as well, because we have a lot of facts to give you. And the talking points memo deals with both of them. So there are some warnings about the progressive movement and Vice President Harris. Not many, but some. And we are among those. So most Americans were surprised that President Biden governed so far to the left because, as you'll remember, 2020 he portrayed himself as a moderate who was going to bring the country together. Well, that's not what happened. Okay? He was under the sway of far left people in the White House, and that's what he did. So, historically, Mr. Biden deceived the nation. He said he was a moderate, governed as a progressive. Simple, provable, no doubt about it. All right. Now, Biden himself, in my opinion now, doesn't care about ideology at all. He is not a fanatical, radical leftist. He cares about power and money, Joe Biden. And if he has to fit into the progressive ideology to acquire power and money, he will do that. Kamala Harris is another matter. As Dennis Miller once said, and I quoted him in my column on Sunday, the vice president is a different cat. So if you follow her career, she is a committed leftist, never deviated from that. She'll tell you as Attorney General of California how tough she was on the cartels. There's no record of that at all. She'll tell you that, people were afraid of her, the criminals. There's just no record. She was a competent attorney general for a liberal state like California. She did what the machine, the Democratic machine, wanted. That's all. And the people of California obviously were pleased with that because they sent her to the Senate. All right. Now, in 2019, while a senator, GovTrack, Govtrack, ranked Kamala Harris the most liberal senator in the entire body of 100 senators, stunning Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren. I mean, if you're going to outflank those two on the left, you got to know where you are. All right. No pushback from Harris on it. He was more than happy to take that designation. And when I look at her now, I see an entirely different person. And you do too, if you watch your television ads. So millions of Americans, they don't know about Kamala Harris's record in California in 4 years in the Senate. They don't know anything. They don't really care. It's what they see and hear on TV, social media, and all that. And the Harris campaign is basically positioning her as a moderate, just like Joe Biden. And she wants to bring everybody together. Roll the tape.
I believe very strongly that the American people want a president who understands the importance of bringing us together, knowing we have so much more in common than what separates us. And I pledge to you to be a president for all Americans.
Well, that's not going to happen if she wins. I mean, conservative Americans, traditional Americans are going to be hammered. I mean, just for example, Kamala Harris believes in her heart, again, separating her from Biden, who doesn't have any beliefs, she believes that minors under the age of 18 should be able to get an abortion without their parents knowing. Not going to bring Americans together? No. She will go after affluent Americans and businesses, trying to take as much money from them in a variety of different ways as she can. Not going to bring the country together? No. And I could give you 20 more things. All right? So I am sounding the alarm that what the Harris campaign is putting out there, just like what the Biden campaign put out there, is deceptive. Now, you're not getting that analysis in a lot of places. What you're getting is ideological analysis from the right, saying that she's the devil and she's far left and this and that. But they're not honing in on the strategy. There are two that are, me and the Wall Street Journal. So yesterday, the Journal editorialized, quote, this is about the Biden and Harris administration. Most ominous is the collaboration of these menacing regional powers into a new anti-Western axis. Iran supplies missiles and drones to Moscow, which may be supplying nuclear know-how to Tehran. China is aiding Moscow, which now joins Beijing in naval maneuvers. North Korea also arms Moscow, while being protected by China from the United Nations sanctions it once voted for. All of this and more adds up to the worst decline in world order and the largest decline in U.S. influence since the 1930s. Yet Mr. Biden continues to speak and act as if he's presided over an era of spreading peace and prosperity. Unquote, September 23rd. Kamala Harris has cheerleaded that entire thing. All right? She has not given any specific solutions to the rise of Iranian power because Biden downgraded the sanctions against Iran. And we've seen what happened. All right? The rise of Hamas and Hezbollah in aggressiveness, Putin's invasion of Ukraine, and China's basically trying to take over the whole region. We have heard not one thing from Kamala Harris about that because she's not interested in that. She's interested in promoting socialism or socialist tenets in the United States. That is her primary interest. Okay. So this week, the Defense Department announced sending more U.S. troops to the Middle East because war there is a very real possibility. I mean, real war between nations. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think Iran wants its ports bombed and wants all its oil tankers sunk, which is what Israel would do to it. So I don't think it's going to happen. But the Defense Department is moving U.S. personnel into the area. Like, that's under Biden and Harris. So many Americans are so clueless about geopolitics, they have no idea. They don't watch this broadcast. They don't listen to me on the radio. Don't read my books. They live in a cyber world. I talk about deceit, my God. But they're comfortable living there. They believe what they want to believe, based on nothing. Those people are going to vote. And that's what the Harris campaign is counting on. That they'll see the television ads like, oh, look how nice she looks. Look, yeah, she's not, boy, I tell you. So let me wrap up the memo. Vice President Kamala Harris is the most radical presidential candidate in history. Worse than Eugene Debs, DEBS, look him up. It's not even close. The most radical leftist candidate in history. I know what I'm talking about. You know, Confronting the President sold more than 100,000 copies in less than 2 weeks. Okay, I know what I'm talking about. Nobody even approaches her. Do you think all these people who are supporting Harris know that? Only a small sliver do. And that's dangerous. And that's the memo. All right, the schedule is Joe Biden spoke at the UN 79th session today. And here's a short clip. Go.
People need more than the absence of war. They need a chance to live in dignity. They need to be protected from the ravages of climate change, hunger, and disease. Our administration has invested over $150 billion to make progress and other sustainable development goals.
All right, standard issue, blather, we need to protect people from the ravages of climate change. That's not going to happen. Not to say we shouldn't have a cleaner planet, we should, all right? But you can throw trillions of dollars and it's not going to matter. In fact, the Biden-Harris administration has run up the debt in 3.5 years, $7 trillion. Come on. Unsustainable. And the people that depend on Social Security, on Medicare, on Medicaid to the states, which is largely funded by the federal government, it's coming. You can't spend this much money on a theory. And that's what's happening. Biden doesn't care. He doesn't know. He didn't write the speech. He just got there, rehearsed it 10 times, and then read it. Donald Trump today is in Savannah, Georgia. I hope he takes in a Savannah banana game. They're the best. Love those guys. He's talking about taxes. Okay. But Trump said something very interesting yesterday at a rally in Pennsylvania. The John Deere Tractor Company wants to move from Iowa. Okay. It's an Illinois-based company, but it wants to take its plant in Iowa and move it to Mexico. That's just appalling. Mexico is our enemy. You don't understand that, John Deere? So Trump goes, hey, you do that, I'm slapping a 200% tariff on anything you make in Mexico and try to import into the USA. Good. Good. Okay, Mexico, enough with you. Kamala Harris, very unusual, did nothing again today. No campaigning. That's 5 days straight. Nothing. Very, very strange. I can't permeate that. I can't get through the wall. I don't know what's going on there, but something is. And tomorrow she's back out. All right, she goes back out. Hey, Bill O'Reilly here. America is at a breaking point. Record inflation, interest rates, debt. The last thing we need is more reckless government spending and higher taxes, and they could happen. But a Harris presidency could bring us into that zone, plus a hit to your retirement savings. So protect your savings with American Hartford Gold. They'll help you secure your retirement by diversifying with physical gold and silver. Start with a simple phone call. They'll guide you through the process, even deliver gold and silver right to your door, or place it directly in your IRA or 401k. Don't wait. These safe haven assets can protect you in an economic crisis. Call or text American Hartford Gold today. Tell them O'Reilly sent you to get up to $15,000 of free silver on qualifying orders. Call 866-501-5201. That's 866-501-5201. Or text Bill to 65532. Again, 866-501-5201 or text Bill to 65532. Let's go to the mail. We got Eric on the message board. If you are a BillO'Reilly.com premium or concierge member, you get to go on a message board and post stuff and talk to others and have a good time. This is what Eric says. If that many folks really hate Donald Trump or like Kamala Harris, then it is just a matter of time before America is transformed forever into a socialist tyranny. I think that's an overstatement. There's danger. But the American people, I still have confidence that even if Harris wins, that Congress will not be all Democrat and she'll be blunted. But it's an interesting point of view, Eric. Dorothy, concierge member, Dorothy gets direct access to me. I'm learning that Hollywood stars are quickly becoming a thing of the past. New stars today are the internet people, podcasters. If you aren't on YouTube, you aren't on. I've said that YouTube has exploded. My operation exploded it. And we have our own channel. I'll give you the address in a moment. Gene Kruger, Stockton, California. I'm curious, Bill, when does satire step over the line and become fraud? When you use satire, okay, for propagandistic purposes. So a lot of people don't know what satire is, Gene. And if you do AI and you manipulate voices and faces, that's fraud. Steve Grabowski, Raleigh, North Carolina. Congratulations on the book. Your deft use of foreshadowing always keeps the reader on edge in anticipation of what's to come. The opening of the Lincoln chapter, the Battle of Sharpsburg, was riveting. Not only its military significance and loss, but its necessary prelude to the Emancipation Proclamation. So confronting the presidents provides more information than any other history book that's ever been written. How about that for a flat statement? And it's fun to read. That's why it sold more than 100,000 copies in less than 2 weeks. Thank you, by the way. Curtis Skelton, Monica, Pennsylvania, thank you for the annual membership gift. I'm enjoying confronting the presidents. I never knew Aaron Burr's wife filed for divorce and used Alexander Hamilton's son as her attorney. We got stuff like that on every page. Okay, and I'm glad you're liking confronting the presidents. And I'm glad you re-upped your membership to BillO'Reilly.com. If you re-up or become a new member, you get Confronting the Presidents free or any of my other killing books. The best deal around. And we hope you take advantage of it. Bill, concierge member, at age 71, I never read a book in 1 week until I opened Confronting. Keeps you there, I know. Al, thanks, Bill. Confronting the Presidents arrived yesterday in time for the weekend. You're correct in saying patriotism is derived from knowledge of which the past couple of generations have been deprived. You got it. If you know kids who are sincerely interested in your country, our country, their country, give them Confronting. And once they start, they won't stop. Velma Hansen, Wildemar, California. I'm enjoying watching you on the Patrick Bet-David podcast. The long form gives us a very interesting view of you, Bill. I didn't want it to end. So we are on this week, Patrick Bet-David's podcast. And I'm going to use a clip of it tomorrow. It's good. You'll learn a lot from that. Okay, so we got the store, and in the store, we want you to go for Confronting the Presidents. Remember, gift giving coming up, and we have the political memorabilia, the 3 mugs. Love these. Team Normal, Not Woke, No Socialism. You'll remember this election cycle. Buy those mugs, which will last forever. And word of the day, do not be pedantic, P-E-D-A-N-T-I-C. I don't get too many pedantic letters, but once in a while. And our YouTube address is youtube.com/Bill O'Reilly. youtube.com/Bill O'Reilly. It is free. And we post, 3-4 times a week. And I think you'll enjoy it. I'm back with a final thought in a moment. By now, you have heard me talk about Delta Rescue. They are a fantastic organization that helps rescue animals from the wilderness. You know, I'm a dog lover, so is Leo Grillo, the founder of Delta Rescue. It is his life's mission to provide everlasting care for these once abandoned animals. I myself have donated to Delta Rescue. Do you believe it is part of man's duty to care for dogs and horses, the animals that so much of our history is tied to? If so, please consider making a donation or consult your advisor about leaving a gift in your will or trust. There can be some tax advantages, and it's a great way to help Delta Rescue accomplish their mission. So please visit deltarescue.org to learn more. That's deltarescue.org. Hey, you didn't vote for this economy. I know I didn't. But we all pay for it at the pump, the grocery store, and through that stack of unpaid bills. Financial stress is crushing. So what's the solution? donewithdebt.com. Unlike others, Done with Debt has new aggressive strategies that free you from debt without bankruptcy or loans. They will negotiate with your creditors so that you'll have more money in your pocket on month one and every month until you're debt-free. And the best news? Done with Debt is accepting new clients, but don't wait. Some of their best debt strategies are time-sensitive. Let Done with Debt hit the debt reset button for you and make your money yours again. Don't forget, this is time-sensitive, so visit donewithdebt.com or call 888-322-1054. Chat with some of their debt relief strategists for free. Go to donewithdebt.com. That's donewithdebt.com. All right, here is the final thought of the day. So if you read the Bible, and I recommend it, a fascinating book, really is, and you begin at Genesis, you will learn about the Tower of Babel, B-A-B-E-L. And that is where there was so much discord that God decided to make everybody in the world speak a different language, and the Tower of Babel. So they couldn't understand each other, they had to scatter. And that was the story, that people who don't get along, they're not going to have any common language. Okay, so my friend Bill Siegel wrote a pamphlet called Trump and the War Against the Babelists. All right, it's free. And this caught my attention. Quote, one 1958 book, The Naked Communist, by former FBI employee W. Cleon Skosin, details multi-decade communist goals and plans that include today infiltrating every facet of American society, the government, the culture, the church, the media, academia, and so on, pushing to remove God from every nook, to destroy the family, raise children outside the family, claim violence as a part of the American tradition while treating all behavioral programs under the purview of psychiatry, not law enforcement, pervert sexuality, promote obscenity, feminize me, and masculinize women, place history, indoctrinate rather than educate, foment rebellion, feed drug and other addictions, and eliminate ambition, all to transfer power. Very, very interesting. This was in 1958, a communist strategy to undermine the United States. And how many of those things are we dealing with today? So you can get this pamphlet at Babelism, BABELISM.org. Okay? It's free, as I said. You know, I always look for interesting analysis apart from my own. And I've known Bill Siegel forever, and he is a very smart guy. And when he sent me this, I went, there's a lot of history here that people should know about. Because I didn't know about this book. I had no idea. Now I'm going to check it out. Naked Communist, name of the book. Okay. All right. So a reminder, on Thursday, we're going to run the Confronting the President's documentary, which was expertly produced by News Nation. That will be Thursday. I will be back tomorrow with news and analysis. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you then. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.